Hey, what's up, guys? This is Elo Speaks back again with another video. And in this video topic, I wanted to talk about the recent situation that happened with Shannon Sharpe and the Memphis Grizzlies against the Los Angeles Lakers. I just wanted to give my take on it. Now, as we know, the Los Angeles Lakers were playing the Memphis Grizzlies, I think Friday night at LA, and Shannon Sharpe was in attendance. And then a situation happened between him and Dylan Brooks where they've been going back at it. From my point of view, it seemed like Shannon Sharpe started the altercation. I'm not too sure. I'm just gauging from the information that I've gathered from the whole situation. It seemed like Shannon Sharpe was said that you're too small to guard LeBron James. You can't guard him. And Dylan Brooks responded back to Shannon Sharpe saying, F you. And Shannon Sharpe said F you back, and then that's where the situation went downhill from that point on. So, again, the whole Memphis Grizzlies team came to confront Shannon, and Shannon stood his ground and wasn't backing down from the whole Memphis team. Steven Adams got into it, Ja got into it, and then John Morant's father, T. Morant, got into it, and it just got ugly from that point on. And it just looked like Shannon Sharpe was about to fight the whole Memphis Grizzlies team, which was it was just crazy at that moment. Security had to get involved. People had to get involved to break up the situation. They took Shannon Sharpe to the locker room, to the the hallway, the tunnel, to so that way the situation could diffuse. And then after that, he did a quick interview with ESPN, David McMiniman, and Shannon Sharpe gave his take on the whole situation, and he explained what happened, giving his 2 cents on everything what happened. And then after the game, right after the Memphis Grizzlies lost, Dylan Brooks gave his his take on the situation, calling him a pedestrian, a blogger, etc. Just taking cheap shots at him, denouncing, anything, because we already know Shannon Sharpe is great. He's a Pro Football Hall of Famer. He's a big sports figure in media right now with the show he has, Club Shay Shay, being on Undisputed with Skip Bayless, etc. So Skip Bayless is a big figurehead, but I already could tell that Dylan Brooks wasn't gonna, put that out there and, acknowledge that. So that's why he's just called him a blogger and a regular pedestrian. Now, that's the whole situation as regards to that. Even LeBron James got into evolve, and he of course he backed LeBron James because we already know Shannon Sharpe is a clutch client of LeBron James. He's a media fanboy of LeBron James. So, and he's, a quote unquote, he's in bed with LeBron. So, of course, LeBron James is gonna have, he's gonna have one of his media plants back, of course. So he said, he made a quote saying, he rides with Shannon rides with him. He always gonna have his back. Shannon could talk with the best of them. Blah blah blah. All that fanboyness that he, the rhetoric that he spews. Of course, he's gonna back Shannon because that's one of his paid plants in the media, allegedly. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the whole situation and give my perspective. Now, a lot of people have been saying that, who the hell is Dylan Brooks? He's just a regular player. I doubt he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. Blah blah. Just throwing, just throwing dirt on Dylan Brooks, which I have no problem with. I mean, I particularly don't like, the Memphis Grizzlies. They talk a lot of trash for a team that haven't won anything, and I could understand how a lot of fans are kind of turned off from them, and a lot of media members are turned off from them either because of how they conduct themselves, their cockiness, and their overconfident attitude in terms of how they talk a lot of trash, they showboat, hot dog, and do front run and do all that stuff. I understand it, and I could see how that is unappealing and turns a lot of people off. Unless you're a Memphis Grizzlies fan, you might like that, but I personally don't like that. I feel like you have to establish yourself and carry yourself with some maturity and confidence as a team that's trying to contend for a championship. Because even the teams of old, like, the Golden State Warriors or other recent teams that have won championships, don't carry themselves that way. Now, granted, the Golden State Warriors, they do hot dog and showboat on the court, but they don't like talk. They don't overtly talk trash when they didn't win anything. Even when they were winning, they didn't really talk as much trash as the Memphis Grizzlies. So it just shows you, the different styles and generations in terms of how teams are conducting themselves now. But to get to my main point and opinion, Shannon Sharpe is wrong. I don't care what anybody said. I don't care if you disagree with it. If you do disagree, hey, that's fine. But I think Shannon Sharpe was wrong. He started the altercation. He was talking trash. By his own statement, he said he was talking trash, saying that you're too smart to guard a bond, which ignited the situation. Now I get it. He's a fan at the game, and he can say whatever he want, and that's up to the Memphis Grizzlies to ignore that and just continue playing ball. But just he started the altercation, and on top of that, when things got chippy, he started going at the mouth, running his mouth, trying to dick right for LeBron, trying to fight the whole Memphis Grizzlies team. And the crazy part about it, I didn't even see now one Laker player try to de-escalate the situation. Now I don't know if they already went to the locker room before that and didn't see the situation, or they did, but the whole situation got nasty, and that's because, again, Shannon Sharpe was running his mouth, talking trash to the Memphis Grizzlies. And we already know that Shannon Sharpe already has it out for the Memphis Grizzlies because he particularly don't like them, because he feels the exact way I feel. He feels like they do a lot of talking for a team that hasn't accomplished nothing in their careers. Not even a Western Conference final or NBA Finals appearance to be talking this much trash that they talk. So I understand that. But, once you start talking trash to those players and they start, they're going to bark back, then whatever happens after that is going to happen. Now, I'm not advocating for no one to get hurt. I don't want no fights at the basketball game, especially with a figure like Shannon Sharpe. But again, the fact that he was talking all this trash and, they're going to bark back, then that's the situation that's going to happen. Now, you see what happened. Most fans that was doing all that chirping where things get broken up, if a regular fan would have do that, they would have got kicked out the arena, kicked out the game, probably a ban or suspension. But of course, because it's Shannon Sharpe, they're not gonna do that. So that whole situation was ugly. But again, I don't agree with Shannon Sharpe. I mean, yeah, you can say whatever you want as a fan, but those players are gonna bark back, especially that particular team, the Memphis Grizzlies. They will bark back, and they're not gonna let that slide going down. So one thing, they do talk a lot of trash, but one thing they ride for their team. They're gonna back them up. And you already know T. Morant, dad, he's not going to back down either. Him and Shannon Sharpe was going at it for a little bit, but then they squashed beef. They shook hands and, settled the matter, which was good for the cameras. But again, Shannon Sharpe was wrong in this situation. And for the people that are saying, who the hell is Dylan Brooks again? When you're beefing with somebody, I understand calling him a pedestrian, like who the hell is Dylan Brooks? But still, you're beefing with somebody. He's not going to acknowledge Shannon Sharpe as a great football player, Hall of Famer, etc. He can't do that. He's going to war with him. He's beefing with him. So therefore, he has to bring him down to his level so that way he can see him eye to eye and talk trash with him. He can't be like, oh yeah, he's just a great Hall of Fame football player, top 5 tight end of all time. He can't do that. He's beefing with him. That means he can't give him no respect. So that way he's going to come with disrespect. And again, this is Shannon Sharpe's fault. You dick ride for LeBron James every day on Undisputed. You talk trash about the Lakers roster, saying those guys are bums. They're not good enough to win. LeBron James need more help, etc., at all. That's why certain media members don't like Skip Bayless and they don't like Shannon Sharpe, because of all the nonsense that they say. And then they expect people to just be content with that. No. If in open public, people are going to see you about that. I'm not advocating for violence. I hope it never gets taken to that point. But again, those guys are reckless at the mouth in terms of how they cover certain players. And because Shannon Sharpe dick rides LeBron James ad nauseum, it gets tiring at that point. So this is on Shannon. Now, a lot of people are supporting Shannon. They say what he did. They commend what he did, blah, blah. I don't. You dick ride LeBron James on the show every single day, every chance you get. This fool wore a GOAT mask after LeBron James beat the Houston Rockets, the worst team in the NBA. He wore a GOAT mask specifically for that. That's how sad it got to this point, because he knows that the Lakers are not going to be able to win a championship with his roster. And he's still advocating for more help, because we already know AD is, not dependable health-wise. Russell Westbrook is not a championship-winning player, and then the whole roster. But he's still advocating for LeBron James to get help, even though he the one who picked this roster. So I don't feel sorry for nobody in this situation. The Memphis Grizzlies, them in situations like this, they talk about they got the West locked up, but you can't beat the Lakers. Y'all was on an 11-game winning streak, and y'all lost to the Lakers. Y'all got to get it together. Y'all got to shut your mouths and go out and go play. None of this, we got nothing locked up. Until y'all win the Western Conference Finals, then y'all got the West locked up. Until then, y'all just talking. Y'all a bunch of young bucks that just talking trash and haven't done nothing to earn it. I've seen way greater teams than you guys that did no talking and accomplished a lot. But you guys have accomplished nothing and doing a lot of talking. Go to the Western Conference Finals, win, then you can say you locked up the West, and then go to the finals, and whatever happens at that point happens. But until then, you ain't locked up nothing. As regards to Shannon Sharpe, he's going to continue to do what he do, but as regards to this situation, this is his fault because he was running his dick-sucking mouth. This guy rides LeBron James nuts more than his wife. And that's with all due disrespect, because this guy talks about LeBron James ad nauseum, even though LeBron James is damn near 20 years his senior. That could be his son. So, again, those are my thoughts and opinions on the matter. I just wanted to give my 2 sides of the situation because everybody's commending Shannon Sharpe for what he did. To be honest, Shannon Sharpe was a clown for what he did. That's just my opinion. If you disagree with it, cool. If you don't, let me know in the comment section down below. This Edo Speaks out.